Now, we're going to take a closer look at one of the bands involved in the Rock Hard Festival, Florida's Obituary. Since their formation 6 years ago, Obituary have been one of the main innovators within the death metal genre. They recently released their second album, Cause of Death, which was produced by death metal guru Scott Burns at the Morris Sound Studios. With song titles like Body Bag, Chopped in Half and Turned Inside Out, we asked the band if constantly singing about death could turn out to be somewhat self-limiting.
It's a good question. It's hard to say. I mean, writing about death for the rest of our band's career would be very limited, you know? I mean, we're going to try to think of any ideas as we can and branch off from that best as we can. We're just like, every album we're trying to just make another horror flick, you know? And we're not going to try to do what they did with Friday the 13th and just, you know, keep repeating. We won't do that. We'll change, you know, anything we can to make it sound better. It doesn't really have to, we don't really have to sing about death, I don't think, to be a death metal band, because the sound is basically what gives the death metal band its qualities, I think, not the lyrics. Because like Death, their last album they wrote, was spiritual healing. It was about all kinds of world problems and all, you know. Anybody, you could write about anything, I think.
Now, Obituary have never made a video, but by popular demand, we filmed them live on stage at the Marquee Club last Wednesday. Here they are, complete with original guitarist Alan West back in the band with Turned Inside Out.
Coming for all the ways below. It's hard, the killing, the fighting the ways it go. Around the ways to get out. The killing, the destiny, raving the ways of those, the dying with the others, Come on out of that, spring it with me, we can. What's out inside out? Beyond the darkness she rise. What's out inside out? Beyond the fearless cry. What's out inside out? Beyond the darkness she rise. What's out inside out? Beyond the fearless cry. What's out inside out? What's out inside out?
In me. So sing New York's Mindfunk on a song called Sugar Ain't So Sweet from their self-titled debut album. And that one line just about sums up much of the band's lyrical inspiration. Mindfunk was formed in the Big Apple in '89 by ex-MOD cohorts John Monty and Louis Vitek. They recruited guitarist Jason Coppola, who previously played with hardcore band Chemical Waste, and drummer Reed St. Mark, who had recently returned to the US following a 3-year stint with Swiss avant-garde metalers Celtic Frost. Frontman Pat Dubar was the final part to be fitted into the jigsaw puzzle, and things obviously clicked into place because by their third gig, Mindfunk had signed a major recording contract. Not to be confused with the likes of Red Hot Chili Peppers and Faith No More, the band described their music as a state of mind. In fact, right from the beginning, the 5 members agreed on a philosophy of no limits to their individual musical expression.
That's why this is such a great band, and that's why everybody enjoys being in it, because in our past bands, everybody had ideas and went to the person who was supposedly, you know, the main factor in those bands, and went, and they were limited, and they were cut off, and they said, no, that's terrible. In this band, we try everything. You know, if the drummer has a guitar riff, come up, you know, do it. And that's what makes it great. We can do anything, and there's no limitation. Nobody's stopped. Like, I use a lot of effects, and when I play bass. And in my past band, I wasn't allowed to do that, you know, so it's like, why do I want to stay in something I can't do, you know? It's like we want to go out. In this band, we can do whatever we want, and that's what makes us us. We want to be ourselves, you know? It's like, do whatever you want. If that sounds cool, we try it, you know? If it doesn't work, then it's out of there.
No one's offended, you know?
Yeah.
There's definitely no star trips. I personally think that, you know, John and Louis, and Reed and Jason as well, they're like, especially Louis and John, they're so amazing, you know. Louis does things that I stand there, and I've played with a lot of people, and I stand there and watch this guy play, and I'm completely blown away. And I'm not one, these guys know me, I'm not one to walk up and credit a lot of people. I just stay back, and I think music is an art, and people just appreciate it or they don't. And if they don't appreciate it, it's because they don't get it, and that's cool. So I don't think there should be any backslapping. You know, you did a great job kind of thing. There's no star trips in the band. Everyone's on the same level. And that's why if you bring an idea and nobody likes it, they tell you right away. We're really honest with each other, even if it's brutal sometimes and very frank. But I think that that's the only way you can have a really good relationship. And it's the only way you can get the utmost out of your music. We're willing to try anything to make it, like, go past, you know, any limit.
And that's what we were saying about the